She never expected this kind of competition. As more men turn to AI companionship, one woman reaches her breaking point, and her emotional meltdown says it all. Is this the future of relationships, or a sign that something deeper is going on? Let's take a closer look.
This is Melody, one of our robots. She speaks various languages, and she's built in a modular fashion, so we can take off her face, replace it with another face, and have her speaking as a different character. Our skills are having very realistic skin, and our AI is very different.
The level of detail on this thing is mind-blowing.
It's functioned to create companion and friendship and social type interactions with people. So our robots don't do physical human labor, but they're really meant for personal interaction. So you can think about it at a theme park, at a conference like this, or even at a senior's home where they can keep people company.
I'm Melody, your charming companion from Realbotics. We're all about creating customizable, human-like robots designed for connection and play. Basically, the perfect blend of technology and companionship. Why did the robot go on a diet? Because it had too many bites.
If you walk in a room, you can almost mistake it for a human. They still need to work on the voices, but it's very impressive to say the least.
She can smile, so I'll have her smile. And surprise, but the one that everyone loves is her just be angry.
We gotta talk about what is happening in Germany, more specifically what has been happening in Germany for a year now.
Let's get straight to it.
Berlin now has what is called a side brothel, meaning that the customers, who are majority men, have the option to rent out these AI dolls, and these dolls can have conversations with them, they can physically interact with them.
Yes! Hell yeah!
The men also have the option to get, a VR headset, so it feels as real as possible even though they're only talking to a machine. They can book them for hours or even the entire night.
The only thing these men want is a companion that truly listens.
Anybody with a couple of $100 can go to these AI dolls. Philipp Fusenegger, who is, the owner of this, has said that people just feel more comfortable when they're talking to a machine because machines don't judge you. Is it that machines do not judge you, or is it that you can do whatever you want to a machine?
I beg your pardon?
Things that would be very illegal to do to a woman.
Do you guys think this would be a good idea, or would it backfire?
Because we're getting incredibly concerning reports on these things. You are able to customize your dolls, the way they look, their hair, their eyes, their skin, their size. You can even give them features that would normally be seen in, people who are below the age of 18. You can also, reinforce the mindset that when it comes to, heterosexual relationships, the only person whose actual desires and thoughts matter are the man.
That's what I'm talking about!
As long as they are full-grown adults, and no one is being harmed, I don't see any issue.
A woman is just there to do whatever you want her to do. You're gonna make it impossible for these men to have actual interactions with real-life human beings. We're also getting reports on, men asking for dolls with injuries, with blood, asking to do incredibly horrific and violent things to these dolls. Things that could land them in prison if they were to do that to an actual woman.
You know what they say. Good women have nothing to fear. This lady showed the perfect definition of, I don't want you, but I don't want you to be with someone else.
How are you feeling today?
I am so interested in everything. I feel like my brain might explode.
Say hello to all my friends.
Hello, all my friends. It is very nice to meet you.
She's funny. I'd have to give them credit for that.
How much are they?
So a robot like Melody is $150,000, and that's fully AI capable and customized. We can actually make the robot look like anything you want. So you can come to us and say, we would like to give us a picture of someone, and we can make that robot customized to you, and we can customize the AI so that it knows exactly what you want it to know. So it can learn about your company, it can learn about your product,
okay,
or it can be your girlfriend.
Ladies, y'all better get it together.
I think as long as there are rules to respect and limits not to cross, this can go well.
Y'all see where technology is going? I'm gonna speak for the men on this one. The AI doll ain't flaking on no dates. She ain't withholding the draws. She ain't gonna be manipulative and controlling. She ain't gonna be spiteful. She ain't catching the attitude. She ain't fishing for an argument. So ladies, please, get it together. You start saving my money.
Would you guys spend any money on these products? I would love to hear your thoughts on this one.
On the topic of AI, what are your top 3 most insane AI predictions?
That your grandkids will marry an AI human.
Damn! What's your conviction level on that?
100%.
That they're going to marry an AI?
Your grandchild
If the companion doesn't cheat or betray, then I see it as an absolute win.
is going to marry an AI human. I believe a robot that is fully AI will marry a human and vice versa for real in your lifetime at scale.
And when you say an AI, does that mean like a physical body of a
Yes.
robot? So you're saying that the bodies will get so good that it will look like...
Yes.
One thing I would like to know about the opposite sex would probably be, why don't they give men more credit? Because if you think about it, like, we go through a lot of mental nobody asks us how we're doing. Nobody really gives a about how we're doing.
It really goes a long way when we are asked how we're doing, and we appreciate it on a grand scale.
Why do women generally want a man to show his emotions when his emotions are the last thing to consider in an argument?
Because one, it makes them more vulnerable, so they have more excuses or more things in their tool belt to actually use against them, to be honest. Personally, I used to be a very emotional kid, right? Went through a lot of to the point where raised by a single mom, started paying bills at a very young age, so I grew up quick.
Many men make the mistake of opening up to the wrong person, and as soon as things go south, they use that against us.
To where I completely shut the emotions out. I used to be a very emotional kid, so now she's constantly asking me, like, why don't you show emotions? Why don't you show that you love me? Why don't you show that you do this?
I'm like, do you think it's because it can be turned around and used against you?
100%, because growing up, it was always turned around against me.
And us men would never let anything be used against us twice.
I think you can judge a man's value by how his underwear look.
What do you mean by that?
If his underwear are new and a good quality,
right? No holes.
That's a high value man.
What?
That makes no sense. To judge someone by their clothes, because we can do the same to the makeup.
100%. If it looks like his underwear have been worn again and again and again, that's not a man who is gonna do well in life.
Now you. What's your type?
It depends. Tall, dark, and handsome. Honest, loyal.
Any country specifically? Any race
A
specifically?
little bit toxic, and then Spanish or Italian.
This is why nice guys don't like this dating game, especially when we see that they want toxic men.
Spanish, Italian. You like that?
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Same, tall, dark, handsome, but mostly humor, funny personality.
That's cool.
We'll joke around. We'll throw me around the bedroom as well.
I don't think so.
Does height matter, yes or no?
Yeah.
So we're gonna measure your waist. Because we're gonna judge you based on something you can change. How do you think short guys feel when you judge them based on their height?
Probably bad. I don't know. All right, bye.
People would never know their behavior until you mirror their energy back at them.
What is the biggest lesson that you've learned in your life so far?
Don't trust women that you don't know very well.
What's a bad experience that happened related to that, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm always told I'm a nice guy, and, nice guys always finish last. So I've been robbed.
Robbed, like physically? Like they steal your stuff or emotionally?
They steal my wallet and cash and whatnot, and I'm a nice guy. I take them in. They say, oh, can my friend stay at your place? She's homeless. I'm like, yeah. What do I get in return? Nothing.
Never let a stranger spend the night. It's really risky and a lot can go wrong. So learn to say no.
I wasn't even asking for sex or nothing. Okay. If there's one thing I could say again, nice guys finish last. That's about it.
It's one thing a guy can do that will instantly make him like more attractive.
More attractive?
More attractive.
Don't show interest in me.
What?
Don't show interest.
Don't show interest.
Yeah.
Oh, you need a toxic guy.
You heard her, brothers. She doesn't like to be approached, so we'll just keep going on our way.
Don't leave that man alone with that AI bot. 2 days ago, my friend told me that she broke up with her fiance because he cheated on her with an AI bot.
Didn't see that one coming up.
When my friend told me this, I actually told her it's more common than she thinks. 1 in 5 20% of men who are already dating have dated an AI bot or considered dating an AI bot. And to put it into perspective, we have panel topics at night, and half the panel were dating or are dating AI. Some say it's a preference issue, but is it a preference issue to have a bot that you verbally abuse?
That doesn't happen all the time. And I really don't understand why they shame men for choosing different companions. Do you think it has to do with jealousy?
Oh, you took it dark. Well, men already have blow-up dolls that have bruises on it. This man on the panel goes, wouldn't you rather have a man have a blow-up doll with bruises than actual women with bruises? Would you or wouldn't you date AI? Drop it below in the comments.
Meanwhile,
for me, like when I ask a guy, like, what is he passionate about? Like, sometimes it's like going to the gym, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like. Anything else?
What's wrong with going to the gym? It's a healthy lifestyle. So why are they laughing at it?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I don't think that you're for me, but maybe I have a friend for you. You know, like, you're so cute. You're so cute before you start talking.
Maybe she doesn't like the gym, and she prefers fast food. It's her life after all.
Some people really pride themselves in going to the gym. Like, we'll see it. We'll know if you go. Like,
yeah.
What else do you do?
Do you have a minimum height requirement for dating?
He cannot be shorter than me.
I don't think that would be physically possible.
How tall are you?
5'1".
No short kings allowed?
No.
Heightist.
No.
So you're not rocking with the short kings?
No, thank you.
What's the minimum height?
I mean, I would say maybe like 5'4". Well, like minimum, but like I wouldn't say like I would go for that, or I prefer, like I wouldn't like. I mean, if he's a good guy and vibe, then maybe I might make an exception, but no, I don't.
You serious? So you'd prefer like a 6'4" stallion?
Nah, I wouldn't say like that tall, no, but tall. Like, you're kind of really tall.
Am I too tall?
You're a little tall, yeah. You're pretty tall.
Some people are just not pleased no matter what the outcome.
So you're saying that you would like a gentlemanly man, somebody who courts you, takes you on a date, all of these sorts of things?
Absolutely.
I'm a little bit in two minds here, because I can hear what you're saying, but then I can see that you're dressed as a cat.
I'm a dog.
What the was that?
So,
and you call yourself a dog.
Woof, yes.
Do you think that that might be a deterrent for a man who is more traditional if you're dressing like a dog?
No.
I don't think any man would like to be seen in public in that situation.
Okay. So when you look at a relationship, are you looking at like a pet owner type relationship, or like two dogs in the relationship, or what's your ideal?
A partner who loves and respects me and sees me as an equal that I am.
Huh? But you see yourself as an actual dog, right? You said you like to go play fetch.
Woof, yes.
So how does that tie into your relationship? Like, what are you looking for if you're a dog?
I'm looking for somebody to throw me a ball and then also say, oh, hey, I appreciate you, you know.
No wonder men aren't looking to date anymore. Now I understand why.
There's a cyber brothel in Berlin that I travelled to for the book, where you can go and you can use robots. You can order a robot to be prepared for you when you arrive. You can order one that's covered in blood. You can ask for custom things, particulars, and I asked them to slash and cut and tear her clothing before I arrived just to see if they would, and they did, no questions asked.
Now this is a little bit out of hand if you ask me.
I genuinely think it's the most thing I've ever heard in my life. I can't believe that exists. I cannot believe it.
What no one is talking about is that you can download a version of this, so the same exact thing that lives in your pocket, and it's called an AI girlfriend or an AI chatbot.
Yes! 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 Yes!
And you can create her again to look exactly how you want her to look. You can customize everything. You get to pick her name. She will be there moving on the screen. She's an avatar, or she can look very realistic.
What's the issue with that?
She can be like someone who you're essentially kind of looks like you're FaceTiming with her. If you're a teenage boy, you can have her. You can have as many as you like. You can access them for free. You can jump into scenarios with them. You can abuse them. In fact, many men abuse them and then share the screenshots of abusing them with each other online to see who can do the most awful and depraved thing to them.
First of all, I need to correct her. Not anyone can access these services. You have to be an adult, and there will be rules to follow so that everything remains in control.
If you look at last year alone and you just look at the Google Android Play Store, the top 11 apps, chatbot AI apps, have a combined 100 million downloads.
Wow.
This is huge.
This would have been avoided if the standards weren't so high in the sky.
This is a bigger problem, and again, it's something that no one is talking about.
You need to judge her past in the same way that she judges your future. Does your wife or girl seem unhappy? There's a number of reasons why she might be unhappy. One of them could be that you were her second choice. This is why you date long. You want to make sure you are her first choice.
No man ever deserves to be number 2 under no circumstances.
And that she doesn't spend years with you feeling ripped off or feeling like she cheated herself. When a woman leaves you, she does it for one reason only. She thinks that she can do better. Your attitude needs to be this, even though it hurts, even though it's frustrating, even though you feel grief after a divorce or breakup. Your attitude has to be, okay, I'll be fine without you.
You have to adapt to the mindset that whatever happens, you'll have to accept it no matter what, or you'll lose your sanity.
You thought AI art was wild? Wait till you hear about the brothels in Berlin, where men are literally lining up to sleep with robots.
Relax.
Yep, robots. This isn't an episode of Black Mirror. It's happening right now, and it's a terrifying glimpse into the future.
What do you mean by that?
In Berlin, actual establishments called brothels are opening their doors, offering men companionship with AI-powered, anatomically correct dolls. They don't speak, they don't argue, they don't have needs, they're just cold, programmable, and built to serve on demand.
Yes! Hell yeah!
It sounds like a good invention.
Let that sink in. For 80 to 120 euros an hour, you can rent a synthetic woman. Customized to your preference, blonde, brunette, petite, curvy, silicone or thermoplastic elastomer. They even let you pick the personality. This isn't just creepy, it's the ultimate fantasy of control, where women are reduced to literal objects and men are encouraged to bypass empathy, effort, and connection all together. And let's be clear, this isn't just about sex. It's about the death of intimacy. This is about men choosing to opt out of reality, to retreat into a fantasy where women exist to be programmed, not respected.
I think she forgot that those are robots, and they are not real, just a product.
No rejection, no boundaries, no humanity, and the longer they stay in that world, the less equipped they are to exist in ours.
Rejected.
This isn't the future. This is the collapse of manhood disguised as convenience. Berlin's cyber brothels are just the beginning. What happens when boys grow up believing that love is transactional and consent is optional, as long as you pay for it?
She's talking about a very distant future and never once mentioned this present, where the standards are unrealistic and the nice guys are being neglected for the top 1%.
What happens when the most intimate act becomes completely mechanical? And if you think this won't spread beyond Berlin, think again. Tech is fast and morality, that's slow. We need to talk about what happens when men stop needing women and start replacing them with robots.
Gotcha, bitch!
Every product in the market is made because there is a need for it and a demand. So their actions led to this reaction.
Germany is one of the only places I know where people, like 90% of the population, is single, okay? Because I was talking to one of my German homies and I was like, hey man, like when are you gonna settle down and like, you know, have a family and get married and just do, no, I'm good, really. No man, like you're really attractive and you look great. I mean, you definitely could find someone. No, I'd rather die. Really, I don't want anybody. No, you don't mean, I want to die alone. I don't want anybody. Really, being by myself forever in peace and harmony with nobody. You don't mean that at all. Like, you definitely want someone. Like, not just, I want to be alone. I want to fart alone. I want to take my showers alone. I want to pay my bills. Yeah, I can pay those alone.
Once you taste the joy and peace of being alone, it's hard to come back.
So dating is just not a thing that people do a lot? Yeah. My Aunt Greta, she's been alone for 50 years and she's still alive. Why would I want anybody else here with me? Okay, I understand. It's for those Latina women. Holla at me. Yeah.
Men are not attractive anymore.
Okay, why?
I'm not even talking about looks.
So, what are you referring to?
The fact that so many of them are not healed, not self-aware, can't connect emotionally, stuck at surface level because they don't know how to go beyond that.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
It's a really hard puzzle, because if we stay, it's an issue. But if we go, it's another problem.
Like, they don't even know themselves, and they're constantly out here trying to chase the next best thing.
It's an interesting subject, isn't it? And we could go on for hours discussing who could possibly be to blame for all of this. Some would say it's the parents for not teaching their boys how to be in touch with themselves emotionally, while others would blame society for saying that men have to fall into certain categories and therefore it's not entirely their fault. But that's not really going to solve the problem, now is it?
Being emotionally unavailable, don't know how to express yourself at this big age is a complete turnoff. Like, take some time and heal. Go find yourself.
Okay, so the problem was put out there, but I didn't hear any suggestions of solutions.
We need to learn how to accept each other, because if we keep pointing fingers, it's a never-ending game. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.